Welcome to the 6th episode of Cartridge Chronicles, the podcast where we dust off the cartridges, blow on them, whether that helped or not, and dive deep into the games that shaped us. I'm Questmaster Prime, and today myself and my co-host Marz Attakz are going to do something different in today's episode, and that is review a movie based off a video game. It was the peak of the 16-bit era. Street Fighter II was everywhere, so naturally Hollywood did what it does best. They threw $35 million at a movie that featured 20 different characters, a boat assault because the Thai government wouldn't allow planes, and a script written almost overnight. It gave us Raul Julia's final heartbreakingly brilliant performance, delivered while he was terminally ill, just so his kids could see him as the superhero villain. Was it a train wreck? Absolutely. Could they have done better? Definitely. So grab your fight sticks and your radical 90s attitudes. We're headed to Shadaloo City. Today, we're talking 1994's Street Fighter, the movie.
All right, so I'm here, Questmaster Prime here with Marz Attakz, and we're going to do something different. In today's show, we're going to be talking about Street Fighter, the movie, not the game. That wonderful movie from the 90s. Directed and written by Steven D. Souza. So he's actually known for writing other action movies from that time, like 48 Hours, Commando, The Running Man, the Die Hard movies, Hudson Hawk, Knockoff, and Judge Dredd.
Oh, so he's got like a lot of. So I didn't know this. He's got a lot of good stuff under his belt. Like, there's no reason this movie should have been bad.
Yes,
if you're just looking at his filmography, there's no reason this movie should have been bad.
No, exactly. When I read that, I was like, "Come on, D'Souza, you should have made a really great movie because you're known for a lot of the movies that I mentioned. He wrote them. He didn't direct them." So this is kind of his. He didn't direct a lot of movies.
Okay.
So I'll give him that. He didn't. He's kind of a rookie when it comes to directing stuff.
So like his directorial debut.
Yes. Yeah. This is kind of like his. I mean, he directed other things, but they weren't as popular or big of an IP as Street Fighter. Right.
Gotcha.
And he only had a budget of $35 million with Capcom. So Capcom they had to kind of run the whole thing. They had to, they had to green light his script. He gave him the script and they had to green light, this script to make sure that the characters are right. I don't know how it got greenlit from what I watched. And for what he was researching, because a lot of the characters, we'll get into that as well, but a lot of the characters don't really match up with what I'm familiar with in the mythos.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of it was this person, like, definitely didn't know any, like, I don't know. I just felt like he didn't know anything about the game. Like, Capcom was like, hey, we want you to write our movie. You're good at writing these types of movies. This is the game we want done. And I feel like, he was like, I have no idea what this is. At least we'll get into it and watching it.
Yes.
But I can certainly do that for you. So
yeah, it's pretty interesting how he got it greenlit. I don't know how he got it greenlit. He also mentioned that he wasn't going to put any supernatural elements in it. But I'm like, what's Street Fighter without the supernatural stuff? So I guess he was trying to make it a little bit more realistic. He wasn't trying to have Ryu with the fireballs coming out. And we'll talk about the new movie that's coming out too a little bit. Towards the end of the episode, but that has all supernatural stuff. Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, it just makes me feel like he didn't know anything about this movie.
Yeah.
It was, or this game. It was here's a pile of money. We see your work for this game. So
yeah, that's exactly what I felt as well. It was the actual movie was more he had another vision, right? He wanted to make a film that was like Star Wars, James Bond, and a war film at the same time. And I kind of seen that. I kind of seen those little elements when I watched it.
yeah.
But he also didn't. This is after Super Mario's train wreck of a movie. So
The
time,
yeah.
yeah. The Super Mario Brothers movie. We got to do an episode on that one too, just to make fun of it.
We can compare it to the later one. So
yeah, we compare it to the later one,
the most recent one. So yeah.
Yes, that's a good idea for another episode. But he didn't want to shoehorn all the elements from the game. So that's the main reason he wanted to do supernatural stuff. He didn't want to just shoehorn it in there. But I'm thinking, like, if he added it, if he did it the right way, I think it would have been good to keep the supernatural stuff in there. What do you think about that?
So I was actually talking to a friend about this earlier, and I was like, when it comes to fighting movies with multiple characters, I'll put it that way. Everybody wants to make, or at least Enter the Dragon. Everybody seems like, they want to go the Enter the Dragon route, but nobody actually goes the Enter the Dragon route, right?
Yeah.
And Enter the Dragon, if none of you have seen it, it's like a very classic kung fu movie. Bruce Lee, gets recruited by the what is it? Not the FBI, but Interpol, to go to this island of this guy that's having a tournament. And I'm not going to give it away, spoiler alert, I'm not going to spoil it for you. Good movie. But one of the elements that was really prevalent in that movie was kind of like it was like flashbacks, right? And that's how you got to know why the people were on the island, right? Or why the people were going to this tournament, right? And my friend brought up Bloodsport as another one, right? We don't really know all the character backstories in Bloodsport. We get introduced to Jean-Claude Van Damme. I'm only bringing it up because Jean-Claude Van Damme's in the movie, right?
Of course, right.
As the main character. There's another character in the movie, and he's strictly there because he's American, and they're both kind of like fish out of water, going to the Kumite, this secret tournament, right?
Yes.
Then there's two military police chasing him, and then you have the other contenders in the Kumite. You don't know anything about them except one of the characters, the main villain, Bolo Young, who's also in Enter the Dragon. He's the bad guy, right?
Yes. Yeah, it's obvious.
Yeah. There are these, I feel like a lot of these movies, when they want to make these fighting movies, there's like, and I'll just take with Street Fighter, there's not a lot of story. Like, if you go back and you play the game, like the early game, there's not a lot of story to these characters. I would have liked this movie to kind of flesh out some more of the, like, we get little, with the endings, you get little glimpses, but again, there's not a lot of story, So given this person's, the director and writer's history, I would have expected a lot more story-wise with this movie.
Yeah, I agree.
It's funny to me that, again, like, he wanted to make a war movie, a fighting movie, and a James Bond film.
Yeah.
And that is not Street Fighter, right? That's not Street Fighter. And that tells me he doesn't know the characters. He didn't know anything about the game. Now, as we progress forward in this game, this movie came out in 1994. Okay.
Yes. Yeah.
So we're still on Street Fighter 2, Super Street Fighter 2, Super Street Fighter 2, because Cammy, right?
Yes.
So there's still.
Oh gosh. Yeah.
Yeah. So this game came out around the Super Street Fighter 2 time. Yeah, because we have Cammy, DJ, T-Hawk, and I think there's one more like the new challengers, right?
Yes. Yeah. I think it was I forgot.
Yeah, I forget.
Yeah. Yeah.
But it's this idea, okay, so we got Street Fighter. Oh, that makes a lot more sense now. Why this movie was like probably pushed by Capcom, because Street Fighter 2, Super Street Fighter 2 has come out. We're still on number 2, everyone.
Yeah, hasn't progressed past 2. Yeah, it's always been 2.
Which is a running joke for people who who are into Street Fighter. We were on 2 for quite a while before we actually got a Street Fighter 3.
Yeah.
So I think, I just feel like the person they wanted to make the movie they wanted to make and take the characters and form it into what they wanted. To lose the mystical / supernatural elements of the movie takes away, because that's a real deep part of the game, and it's a deep part of the lore when you look at Ryu and Ken, right?
Right.
How did they get these how, because everyone wants to know, how are these people able to do what they do? And that's across the board. Ryu, Ken, Chun-Li, Dhalsim, these people are doing extraordinary things, and we're all spectators.
Yeah.
That's the game, is we're spectating these people fight on the street.
Yeah, and you could do like an X-Men type of thing. You could do like they're mutants or something if you want to add a little bit to it, like maybe genetics that makes them do these amazing things.
Well, I think it also goes back to the lore of the Eastern, martial arts. Very, we're tapping into something that only a few people ever get to, right? We have conditioned our bodies to be able to do these things, to be able to even fight like this. Because when you're thinking about it, if these people are displaying these kinds of skills, they're not fighting. You don't want to get in a fight with these people.
Yeah, no.
That's the other thing, right?
Yeah.
You don't want to fight these people. So these people are fighting people in their own league, right? Nobody in these games are just fighting regular people. So
yeah, this is almost like what he wanted to do. Like he had his own image he had his own image of what he wanted to do with these characters. And he used, when we get in the story, in the plot, I should say, when we get in the plot, we'll kind of see some aspects of the game, but a lot of it is his own creation.
There's a plot?
Yeah, there's somewhat of a plot. It's pretty interesting. Yeah. Yeah, we'll get into that. That's actually pretty comical. But the film was mostly filmed in Australia. You might already know this. Mm-hmm. And they had some scenes filmed in Thailand. But there's a I don't think this is a rumor. I think this has actually been confirmed, where they couldn't include helicopters in one of the scenes, like when they had an attack on Bison's hideout.
Mm-hmm.
So they couldn't use helicopters, so they had to use boats, because there was a lot of political instability in Myanmar.
Yeah, I think they were. That's when they were changing from back to Myanmar.
Yeah, Myanmar. Yeah.
Yeah, that was when they were changing their name back to it. So, yeah, I do remember that was also probably contentious.
That wasn't a good time to do that.
Yeah.
And another thing that I didn't even know was it was originally going to be given an R rating. So I guess there was a lot of violence or a lot of cuss words. But Capcom wanted it to bring it down to at least PG-13. He made so many cuts, they brought it all the way down to G. But then they started adding more things in there to bump it back up to PG-13. So Capcom didn't want it to, we're kids. Like when this came out, I was like 13. You're in your teens.
Yeah, I'm sure.
So like our parents probably were like, no, you're not going to watch an R-rated movie. I don't know. Everybody's different. But I know my mom, I can only speak for myself, but I know my mom wouldn't have let me watch this if it was R-rated.
I can't imagine what was R-rated. If it was fighting, and you got to think too, things have come a long way that they would allow.
Yeah.
So it could have just been the fighting violence. But I don't know. Like in my head, I'm like, I can't, because this wasn't Mortal Kombat, right?
Yeah.
So,
exactly.
That's interesting.
I think it was the language. I think there was a lot of bad language in the script, the original script, and that brought it up. Like maybe the F-bomb was said a lot, or
right.
Because I think the F-bomb automatically gets you an R rating or close to an R rating.
Yeah.
So maybe there was a lot of that in there, and he's like, well, kids like Street Fighter, so we don't want to alienate them because they're probably the main fan base that are going to be watching this movie. So that's why they brought it down to PG-13. And it's interesting because in the 90s, the PG, I would say they're a little bit more strict now than they were back then. Because I remember PG movies, and it had a lot of bad words in
that's why I
the movie.
Like I'm trying to think what would, unless it was like, I guess because the other thing too is like people getting shot. Because if it's a horror movie, then it's people like getting shot and stuff like that. So, but now I would want to see kind of what the original, like the uncut version.
Yeah, I do too. Now I do. Yeah, I like to see what it has in there. What did we lose? Yeah, I thought that was pretty interesting that it made it. There was an R rating for it. I didn't even know it was PG-13. I thought it was PG, but then I saw that it was PG-13. I was just like, interesting.
Yeah,
this movie being that way.
Now I'm like thinking about it. I'm like, what? I mean, I think even at the time I was like, I just thought this was dumb, but I don't even think there was a lot of violence in the sense of like just fighting, right?
Yeah. Exactly.
So, I don't know. Maybe I missed something.
What we got was something campy. I thought it was campy, very campy. But anyway, this also kind of brings this. We're kind of going into like first impressions. So I'll tell you mine, and you can tell me yours.
Yep.
But my dad took me to this movie. It came out. I didn't have high expectations because this is like the year after the Mario Brothers movie came out. And I was very disappointed with that. I was very disappointed with the Mario Brothers movie. So when Hollywood was like, we got another video game movie that you want to see, I was like, okay, whatever, I'll see it. I wasn't really excited. And then when we saw the movie, and again, I was let down because I was like, this is not Street Fighter at all. I remember my dad saying like he couldn't believe they cast Jean-Claude Van Damme as Guile. He couldn't believe that, and he had no idea who Kylie Minogue was. he was a little upset about the casting. but he did like Raul Julia. He did like his acting. And I didn't, I was a kid. I was a teenager. So I was like, whatever, the movie sucks. And, but watching it again when I got older, I did appreciate Raul Julia's acting. I thought he did a good job in that, even though it was a really horrible movie. But what about yourself?
I did not see this movie in theaters. I saw it basically by the time this movie had hit, I guess, like home video / home media, they were giving it away. So
yeah,
I got a copy of the VHS when I bought I bought Super Street Fighter 2 for the PC.
Oh, okay.
And it bundled it with this movie.
Yeah, okay. I can see him doing that.
Yeah. So that's my first impression. So I love Street Fighter. It's I'll say one of my favorite fighting games. It's probably at the top of the list of my favorite fighting games. I've played every rendition, even the current, Street Fighter 6, which I have some gripe with, but it's Street Fighter.
Yeah.
So I remember, all right, I got this new game for my PC, and it came with. So it's funny, right? So I got the game. It came with the 6-button controller, and it came with this VHS. So I don't know what was going on. I feel like it was like they were chilling, like, look, we got to get rid of this. Like,
you got a bundle.
Yeah. So
that's fun.
I got the game. I got the controller, and I got the movie. So I remember watching. Like, I put it in. I didn't expect much. Okay, so. Like the Super Mario movie was just very disappointing, and I was like, oh man, like I don't know. I just already had a bad taste for video game movies in my head. So when I put it in and I started watching it, and I was just like, it's not even Street Fighter. Like, that is the very first thing like watching it, I was like, this is not even Street Fighter. I'm like, they didn't. Now, here's the thing, right? Did I expect to see Guile, like, with the haircut on my screen? But I did expect to see an American with blonde hair,
Yeah.
I also felt like Ken and Ryu being kind of like we'll get into the story also, like these basically these tricksters who are just shady businessmen. I was just like, what is this? It wasn't Street Fighter. It was completely something else. And I remember watching the movie and just being like, what the heck was that when it was done? I was like, and it felt like, even, when you talked about how they wanted to take out the mystical stuff, right? Even the stuff that was in there that was like part of the moves, like the character moves, like signature character moves, felt so shoehorned in there.
Yeah.
Like, it wasn't supposed to be in there. Like, they had thought about it, and after, like Capcom was like, yeah, that's great, but remember, these are Street Fighter characters, so don't forget to put this in or put that in or make this person look like that, So I don't know. Like, I think I paused it partway through because I was just like, this is so bad. Like, why did they even make this? I do remember thinking that, like, why did they even make this?
I think it was just a cash grab. I think it was just
that's what it felt like.
That's what it was.
Like, they were like, we're gonna get in on, again, we just bought out Street Fighter 2. You know, everybody's loving this game. Hey, let's make a movie. And, you know, I can hear the hype behind it, but I also know, like, most people would be like, what? I think most fans of Street Fighter at the time all thought it was terrible. They're just like, this isn't Street Fighter. It's kind of like, I don't know. I can't think like any. All right. Well, I guess it's any like movie that's like based on a book. And what does everyone tell you? The book is better. You know.
Yeah.
Well, the game is better. So.
Yeah. And it's funny. It's funny you mentioned that because my biggest gripe with this was it wasn't based off Street Fighter. There was like Guile is your main guy, but he's not the main guy in Street Fighter. The main guys is Ryu and Ken.
Yeah.
And they were just like background characters in this movie.
It was just really weird.
Yeah.
It was almost like an alternate universe Street Fighter.
Yeah, yeah, I can say that. That's a good analogy for it. Yeah.
This isn't your world. Like, you know, we have a multiverse. So this is like some other universe's Street Fighter.
The real life Street Fighter.
Yeah. You know, and the crazy thing too is a lot of the actors in it, like, they're good actors.
Yeah.
So it was just really, you know, weird to kind of see this. You know, I guess we all needed the money. Like, yeah, I mean, that's what it felt like. You know.
Well, the same thing with Mario. Like, Anthony Hopkins is a great actor. Like, Anthony Hopkins, he played Mario. Like,
that's Bob Hoskins.
Bob Hoskins. I'm sorry, not Anthony Hopkins. Goodness gracious. Woo, I butchered that. Yeah, Bob Hoskins, the guy from oh my gosh.
Who Framed Roger Rabbit?
Yeah, Who Framed Roger Rabbit, exactly.
And that's funny because he was coming off of that.
Yes, but he's a good actor. He's a good actor, though. Yes.
If you listen to he'll do interviews about the Super Mario movie, and he's like, so it's basically because his kids were like, you know, you should do this movie. He didn't know anything about it, you know, Super Mario, whatever. Like, you probably saw them playing it, but you know, it was his kids. Like, you know, hey, yeah, you should really play it. You should really go for that part, you know.
Yeah, he wasn't really a gamer. I mean, he was like a lot of adults back then. He wasn't a gamer. He was just doing it for his kids. Exactly. Yeah, I mean, that was the thing. Like, the casting, like, I don't know. I thought the casting was just off for this movie. Like, I don't. It's like they didn't do any research for the casting. Like, I know I mean, Jean-Claude Van Damme. Like, he's a great actor. Yes, he does fighting movies. They picked him because his international appeal. They wanted international audiences, right? That's the reason they picked him, right?
I get it, you know.
That's fine, but I don't know. I just didn't see him in that role, and I know that's what a lot of people say. Like, for me, I actually imagine Dolph Lundgren in that role, even though Dolph Lundgren was Swedish, but he looks like Guile to me. I don't know. What are your thoughts on that?
I think the problem is when they're casting characters, right? And I mean, they could have picked Arnold Schwarzenegger for all I know, right?
Oh yeah.
It's just when I'll say it like this. I would prefer it to be animated. Since it's coming from kind of like a sprite, you know, animation, like a video, if it's coming from a video game animation, and then just have people do voice acting. Just because in real life, you know, and that was the one thing, like, I was impressed to see him do a flash kick, you know, quote unquote.
Yeah, that was pretty interesting.
But I just feel I don't know, like you already the way these things go, right? You already have a fan base. You already have a built-up lore. So in creating this movie, it should have been I don't know, it almost should have been a slam dunk, right?
Yeah.
We can, and even with the writer, like I said, like you're telling me all these movies that this guy wrote, and I was just like, this shouldn't have been bad. It shouldn't have been terrible. It should have been something that I wanted to see. Like so you said The Running Man was one of his things.
Yep.
That's, that movie is not based on the book at all, but it was a great movie.
Yeah, it was a good movie.
And
I never read the book. I thought the movie was great, though.
Yeah, it's a great movie. And I would also say that movie was better than the most recent one, which is based more on the book.
Yep. Yeah. Yeah.
So I just feel like this guy, he wanted to do his own thing, and I don't think he knew the source material. And I think that's what happens to a lot of video game movies is the people around directing and making them don't really know the source material. And the studio is all just about the money.
Yeah, they don't care about the fans. Yeah, that's the thing. Like live action, you can't do some video games you probably can get away with it, like Resident Evil. Like you probably get away with it. But like games that, like you just said, like if you know them by their animations and it's all animated, like that's why Mario didn't work out. Like making that live action, it just doesn't fit. It doesn't work well making it live action. Now Street Fighter's trying to do the same thing live action. Now we had the anime. The animes were great.
So that's the other thing. The Japanese anime came out around this time, right?
Yeah.
And it was we're following Ryu around, right?
Yes, which is accurate, very accurate.
And you seeing all these other people, kind of in there. Again, it's kind of like a flash of this is why these are the people they're fighting. They are doing their own thing. They're not. It doesn't have to be all like everyone come together in a tournament. They're kind of doing this whole thing and that's the other thing with Street Fighter. It's a world tournament. It's taking place all over the globe.
Right. Exactly. Yep.
So you're seeing all these other fighters in their own element, and some of them it was little glimpses here, which was fine. Short glimpses here. Sagat, like in the anime movie, it was a Sagat and Ryu fight, right? In the beginning.
Yeah. Yeah.
See why Sagat has a scar on his chest, right?
Yep. The backstory.
We get that backstory.
Yeah.
But it's still Ryu trying to figure out or like better himself as a fighter globally,
Yep.
And then you get the backstory. Him and Ken train together under the same master.
The same master. That's exactly the backstory for that. Exactly. Yep.
And then also at this time, or a little bit later, you get the anime Street Fighter 2V, right? Because we're still Street Fighter 2. You just we're never gonna leave Street Fighter 2. At least we thought we were never gonna be past Street Fighter 2. It was a crazy time.
They're trying to milk it. They're milking it because Street Fighter 2 was really popular. We're gonna milk it. We're not going to 3
right now. It started out Street Fighter 2, Street Fighter 2 Championship Edition, Street Fighter Turbo, Super Street Fighter 2, Super Street Fighter 2 Turbo. So we were just doing Street Fighter 2. Like that was it.
Yeah.
And it was across systems. So the anime Street Fighter 2V comes out, and it's even more of the lore around all the characters. And I actually really love that. I didn't get that till It was definitely after this movie, and I didn't get to see it because it was hard to find. I had to import it actually.
Yeah, it was all in Japanese.
Yeah,
and it's all in Japanese. Yeah.
So I had to import it, watch it with subtitles. But even now, I was like, this is a great story. 26 episodes of watching Ryu and Ken get all the way to where we see them now. So it's like young Ryu and Ken, and then we get to see them where we're basically playing them in the game, you know?
Yeah.
So
exactly. Yeah.
So you
have that deep lore in the game, in the anime.
Yeah, and that's why, like with Capcom, I don't understand if it's just a money grab, but still, I feel like, don't you want your product to be good?
And that's why I was shocked it was greenlit. Like, and he looked at the script and said, "Yep, let's do it." Like, what?
Yeah.
But I think it was the business side of Capcom, because a lot of times you see the executive business side. Now all they're looking at is money.
Yeah.
So, like the developers that did the game, I don't think they would have greenlit it, because they wrote the story. They put their blood, sweat, and tears into the game. But I think the people that made this decision to just go with whatever the guy wrote was the higher ups, the executives. I don't think it's the actual creative team behind it. I think they would have been like, no, don't release this pile of garbage.
Do you think that, I guess, like, this movie could be made like the way it was back then? Like if Capcom was like, I want you to make a Street Fighter movie, right?
Yes.
And do you think that because it feels like they gave this guy a lot of leeway, right?
Oh, yes.
Do you think that, like, so there's a new Street Fighter movie coming out this year?
Yes.
Think that Capcom has given the same kind of leeway in whoever's directing and making this movie?
I'm not sure. I mean, I would say they were giving them leeway because, remember, this is the 90s. So Capcom was, I mean, yeah, they had some popular games, but this is still kind of their infancy, right? They're still getting their feet wet a little bit. Now they're a big name. They're huge. They're a household name. Now I would say they'll be more stricter,
right,
when it comes to what's out there, because they're kind of like, it's like, I guess it's like Disney. Like when Disney came out, when he first came out, he was unknown. But then as Disney's a powerhouse now, they're huge.
Yeah.
Anything that has the word Disney in it, they make sure that it has a good reputation. So I think it's the same with Capcom. But Capcom wants to make sure that their IP is not going to be tarnished. So I think, like, looking at the trailer of the new movie, it looks a little bit like the video game. It looks more like the video game than this movie did.
Right.
But that could be good or bad. It could be bad because, like looking at Guile. I'm kind of getting ahead of myself here, but like looking at Guile. Right? I don't know if you saw the trailer.
Yeah, I did.
You see the big hair. It doesn't look right. It's weird. So. But I'm trying not to judge it too harshly because I haven't, I just saw the trailer and that's what I saw. But that one does look closer to the game, as far as the gameplay or the way it looks. But what about you? What are your thoughts on that?
I think I agree with you. I think they're going to be more strict about how things look. Now, I think one of the things we don't really think about is just how in control of their image most companies are now. So everything that we see and hear is vetted maybe like 100 times, right?
Right.
So I think they vetted everything that we're seeing, even down to the trailer. That was vetted like 100 times.
Yeah.
So I think it's more strict today. Now, I don't know what the story is going to be.
I'm a little scared about that.
I think that's what makes me nervous.
Yeah.
I don't know how the story is going to be. I don't know, and seeing some of the actor choices, you know, how it's gonna roll. I'm gonna be honest with you. I thought when I heard about this originally, I thought it was gonna be animated based on the actor we chose, right?
Yeah.
So, because I thought these would be great voice actors. I didn't think they were going to actually try to make it live action.
Yeah, and I actually thought we were done with live action because with the success of the Mario movie, I know Sonic is live action a little bit, but they kind of got away with it with the Sonic movie because Sonic movie was pretty good. But yeah, I thought they got away. I thought they were getting away from live action because of the success of Mario movie that's all animated. And I agree with you. If they made it an anime, that would have been nice. I would have liked to see that. That would have been great.
Yeah, I think I don't know. Like I thought it was going to be animated, but now since they're doing live action, I don't know. I honestly don't have high hopes. I'll put it that way.
Yeah, I'm saying
now this might be their whole idea of we need to redeem that. You know, we might need to redeem it, and or they might just lean into it and be like, yeah, this is what we do. You know, like I think about like the Sci-Fi Channel, like you know, we make bad movies and we love it. Like, so they lean into that. So maybe Capcom is gonna lean into it and be like, look, we make bad movies and we love it, you know.
That's interesting you say that because that's what I was thinking of when I saw the trailer. I was like, maybe they're making fun of Street Fighter. Yeah, making fun of it, you know, and just not taking it seriously. Because when I saw Guile's hair, it's like it looks just so over the top. Like I know his hair is like that in the game, but like seeing it in real life, it's just weird. It's just way over the top. Like, come on. And that kind of gets us into the casting. So how I was gonna do this was I was gonna go through the casting and then like I want to see like who you think should have played the role, right?
Mm-hmm.
But before I get into that, just want to let you know, you might know this already, but Van Damme, right? He cost $8 million out of that $35 million budget.
I believe
like,
it.
Like he was the headliner, right? Raul Julia didn't get as much, but he wasn't as well known as. I mean, yes, Raul Julia was in a lot of stuff before this, but he wasn't as well known as Van Damme. So Van Damme was $8 million. That cost them that much out of the 35 million. So they had no choice but to get like I mean, yes, like you said, they were good actors, but they were unknowns. A lot of them were unknowns.
Yeah.
And they couldn't afford any higher level actors.
Even Ming-Na Wen, she was a TV actress.
Yeah.
I think this was kind of like her first movie. If I remember correctly, this was like her first movie. She was in a TV show called, I think, Boston Commons right around this time.
Oh, I've seen her before. She looks very familiar.
Yeah. So she was like I think, and even that show I think was like her first reoccurring role. No, she was on The Single Guy with Jonathan Silverman.
Oh, okay.
I am really digging in the crates here. She was The Single Guy with Jonathan Silverman. That was like her first reoccurring, like on screen, like full reoccurring role. At least to me, I don't know, but she also played like bit parts and other things, right, like one-off characters. So I think her getting this movie was like and then she did the Joy Luck Club, so this was like after that, the Joy Luck Club movie.
Okay, I didn't know she was in Joy Luck Club. Okay.
Yeah,
because she's still acting today. I think she's still doing stuff today.
She was in
I've seen her before and other stuff
too. So
yeah,
and she does voice acting also. So yeah, let me see. 90. Oh, Vanishing Sun. That was another show.
I heard of that show.
That like
Vanishing Sun.
Yeah. Oh my god. Like I was obsessed with that show as a kid. because about two Chinese immigrants and brothers, and either it was like, I felt like it was like a made for TV movie or a TV show. I think it was a movie, or like made for TV movies. And like these two brothers were immigrants from China, and they were trying to make a way. And like one brother was like, always trying to scheme, and the other brother was trying to live honorable. Rebecca Gayheart was in it, and then Amina Way, she was in that. Actually, I wish I could. I think about that show a lot because it was just like I would watch those movies every time they came on.
Interesting. Yeah, I heard of it. I haven't watched it.
So yeah, she did Vanishing Sun, and like I said, she was in a lot of the Joy Luck Club was like a big movie for her. And then the Vanishing Sun, so Street Fighter, and then like the Vanishing Sun movies this is all the same time, along with the Single Guy. So yeah.
So she did some spots on those.
Yeah.
Before this movie.
This was like she did the Joy Luck Club. So the first Vanishing Sun movie came out in 1994. So this is all around the same time. All this stuff came out in 94, so he was just popular. So
okay. Because I mean, she was like a perfect fit for Chun-Li. Like she was perfect for Chun-Li, I thought.
Yeah, I think she was. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, I mean, she was pretty good, and like the other ones. Like I said, I'll go through them. I'll go through them, right? Like you have Guile, Jean-Claude Van Damme. We both agree that somebody else would have did that role. You said Arnold Schwarzenegger. So
no,
why? Or you just
I was just
putting
saying
stuff out for you.
They could have put anybody, but
as Guile. Okay.
Yeah, in my mind, it was supposed to be like some blonde-haired, blue-eyed, American, clearly American, because that's what that image was. You're fighting, like, even in the game, you're fighting on an Air Force base. So like,
would you say Kurt Russell would be a better fit?
Yeah, but they could not pay Kurt Russell.
No, he's too expensive. But yeah.
Yeah.
But in a hypothetical world with unlimited budget, would you say Kurt Russell?
Young Kurt Russell, yeah.
I was thinking, or Dolph Lundgren. I don't know why. I just love Dolph Lundgren in that role. He just has the look of Guile. He's big, he's bulky. The only thing is he's Swedish.
You gotta also think too, like his English now is great, but back then it wasn't good. Like, so you gotta go.
Oh, okay.
You're like, I'm sure they redubbed a lot of that,
Masters of the Universe.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, good. Yeah.
No, I watched that movie. That movie's terrible, but I love that movie.
And that's a cult classic. Yeah. I do like that movie as well. Yeah. All right. Well, then we have M. Bison. Of course, we all want Raul Julia.
That's the other thing, right? With that character, I thought it was going to be like some big dude.
Yeah, Raul Julia is not huge. He's a little dude.
Also, again, the movie was just cheesy and so cheesy. Even I don't feel like his character should have been cheesy. I feel like I wasn't afraid of his character. I feel like you should have been so here. All right, to go back to Masters of the Universe, right? Terrible movie, but Frank, the guy who played Skeletor, really played Skeletor.
Who played? Was that Frank Lloyd? That wasn't Frank Lloyd Wright, was it?
Frank Langella.
Frank Langella. Okay. Yeah, he was creepy. He's a creepy
I
villain.
walked out of this like being a kid. I remember my dad took me to go see that movie, and I walked in and I get my little plastic He-Man sword. And I walked out. I walked out of that movie being a Skeletor. Like, I love Skeletor.
Yeah.
I have a Skeletor statue like right next to me right now. So, but So that to me was, what I was kind of looking for. This person should have been grand. He should have been scary.
Yeah.
But I think the whole fact the movie was so cheesy and everything, there was no stakes. I'll put it like that. So a lot of these movies, you need to have stakes. What are we going to lose? What's going to happen? I mean, you're telling me there's a plot to this movie. I don't remember it. Right?
We haven't even gotten to the plot yet. We're already bagging on the movie. We haven't even gotten to the plot yet.
But yeah, the plot to this movie, I don't remember it.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna trust you to say like, no, there's actual story for this movie.
Yeah, the story is interesting, but like you said, with Raul Julia, and it's a campy movie, so
yeah,
it does kind of fit the theme.
Like he could play. I feel like he could have played that villain role. Like if they had told him, these people need to be afraid of you.
Yeah,
I really believe he could have done it.
Yeah,
I don't think they told him that. I think they wanted to told him like, oh, you're just this guy who's, he thinks he wants to run the world, but he's just like, la-di-da about it. I'm like, okay.
Well, also you gotta realize too, Raul Julia was going through a lot at this time. He was going through cancer. So he did look littler because he was going through a lot of health problems at the time.
Yeah.
But they actually didn't want to show him in certain scenes because of that.
Yeah. But that's the other thing too, is like he still had his commanding voice, right?
Yes, he did.
And that's really what I was looking for, was like, Bison should make people afraid by how he talks to them.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree with that. Yeah, he should have been a little bit more commanding. But I get it. I still think he did great, even though it was a crappy movie. Or crappy plot, I should say.
A lot of times the villains do better than the main people in a lot of movies.
Yeah. I always say, if I hate you at the end of the movie, you did a great job playing the villain. If I can't stand you at the end of the movie, like, you did a great job. But if I'm like laughing and pointing at you, or you're just evil to be evil, right? There's a lot of those villains. They're just evil with no backstory. They're just evil. I'm like, no, this is ridiculous. But let me get through these as well. So we have Cammy. She's Kylie Minogue. I actually seen that she was supposed to be in the second Street Fighter movie. They were going to have another one.
They were going to make another movie.
They were going to make another one, but they did not. Thank God. But Holly Valance was going to play Cammy in the second one. I actually like Holly Valance as Cammy because she looks a lot like Cammy. But Kylie Minogue, I don't see a huge problem with. I mean, it's okay, I guess. But I don't know. What are your thoughts on that?
I think this goes back to international appeal.
Yes.
So, we don't. A lot of these, Kylie Minogue, these are all, and maybe I'll give it to them because a lot of these people are from all over the world. So I'll give them to them, and that is that they kind of stuck with that real theme of having people from all over the place. Now, Cammy's British, not Australian.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. We try to ignore that.
Yeah. But also, like, in the storytelling, I didn't figure out she was Cammy until close to the end of the movie. I was like, I'm like, oh, that's who she is.
Yeah. Yeah. I didn't know Kylie Minogue was when I first saw the movie. When I heard about it the second go around, I was like, wait, Kylie Minogue was in this movie? The heck? So I did not know that. But then you have Ken Masters, right? That was played by Damian Chapa.
Mm-hmm.
I preferred. I know. This is a perfect budget or unlimited budget.
Mm-hmm.
I preferred Brad Pitt or somebody that was a Japanese. And the Brad Pitt's not Japanese, obviously, but he has the blonde hair. Ken's kind of good looking. But we know Ken. He's half Japanese. So I don't know, man. He's blonde. I'm thinking of American, but what do you think for Ken?
That would have been crazy to get Brad Pitt as
For Ken Masters?
Yeah. You know what? I'm gonna say this. I would have preferred them to go with unknown people rather than known, known actors, established actors.
Okay.
I think there are certain movies where I think the anonymity of being unknown is best because you grow into that role, right?
True. Okay. Yeah.
So I feel like with this movie, like, I think it was good they were taking people who weren't really mainstream. I think that was a good thing.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Outside of Jean-Claude Van Damme, right?
Well, yeah.
Also, this is a Jean-Claude Van Damme movie, right?
Well, you can't have a fighting movie without Jean-Claude.
Yeah, so we've watched enough Jean-Claude Van Damme movies to know, like, this is a Jean-Claude Van Damme movie.
Right, exactly.
But I think for all the other characters, I would prefer that would be no name, up and coming, kind of actors and actresses. Because then you're not coming with any expectation. Like, imagine you're watching Brad Pitt as Ken Masters, like knowing his filmography or knowing that his style of stuff, right?
Right.
It's almost like so Gary Daniels would have been perfect for this, right? I don't know.
Yeah, I know who that is.
Yeah. So and that's what
I didn't think about him.
Like it would be the Expendables just with, as Street Fighter characters.
Another great movie. No, it's not great.
Yeah.
But it was okay movie.
It's the Expendables was good for what it was. You wanted the feel of an 80s action film.
Yeah.
With all the 80s action people. You got it.
It was a dream team of all action heroes. Yeah. I see what they were going to there, but it was okay for me.
Yeah. So I feel like that's what this movie should have been. Has no name, pseudo new, people, because they don't carry the weight. But I know in Hollywood you have to have some names. They have a name, Jean-Claude Van Damme. They have a name, Raul Julia,
Yeah.
But the rest of the cast could have been anyone. I think the problem with this movie was the storytelling and the direction.
Yeah. The plot was off.
You keep saying there's a plot. I don't know what it is though.
There's a lot of characters in this movie, so if we go through each one of them, it'll probably take a while. So there's
a plot for each person.
What'd you say?
So there's a story for each person, is what you're telling me.
There is, each person has a role to play in this plot, right? The ones I'll just go through real quick. You have Ryu, the conman. That was Brian Mann. You have Dalsum, Roshan Seth, which is good. That's a good fit. Zangief is Andrew Bernarski. E Honda was a Samoan named Peter Tuasopo.
Yep, I see other stuff.
He was good. I thought he was a good fit for that. You have Saget, of course. Wes Studi, he played Saget.
Mm-hmm.
You have Vega, who was Jay Tavare, who's a Native American, who's playing a Spanish guy. Balrog, who's interestingly played by 50 Cent in the new one.
Yeah.
But Grandal Bush played him in this one.
And I remember him from what is it? Hollywood Shuffle. I'm gonna get you started. He's like a comedian actor. So
okay, that's what, because I've seen his face before. I was like, I've seen it before.
Yep.
Okay. And then you have T-Hawk, Greg Rainwater, another Native American. He's playing the Mexican T-Hawk. He had a very small role in this, though, T-Hawk.
Yeah, that's
very small role. And then you have DJ, who was played by Joanna Mans,
yeah,
Miguel Nunez.
a weird
And
casting. You're just like, okay, you know.
just he's black, so let's put him as a black character. I don't know if he was real popular back then, but
It's just you know what it was. It was also like some of your people are just like, these aren't fighters. Like
no, no, they were not, and then they didn't really fight in the movie, right? Like,
yeah,
DJ was he was supposed to be like some computer hacker in the movie, which is weird because DJ is a kickboxer in the game, so he's never around computers. So that was really odd. And then of course we have Blanca, who's played by Robert Mamone, and Blanca's look is so 90s.
yeah, and he didn't
Very 90s.
he didn't show up to the end, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So it was like, what do we do that for if we're not even gonna use them in the movie? But again, we're not really street fighting here. We're just, I don't know what we're doing. I don't know what the plot is. We're not street fighting. And, you know,
let's get to the plot. Go ahead. What do you say?
It felt like we used Street Fighter characters in some weird war movie, you know?
Yes. It's a war movie that happens to have Street Fighter characters in it.
Yeah.
And that's basically the plot. Like you just said, like the plot, it's in Thailand. It's a civil war between the Shadowloo, which is okay, that's accurate. And then the Allied nations led by Guile.
Mm-hmm.
And then Bison captured the 63 Allied nation relief workers. And via a live broadcast, he says to Guile, "You need to give me $20 billion or I'm going to kill you guys." Guile, of course, like any action hero, he vows to take down Bison. He has an assistant, Cammy, who is able to pinpoint Bison's location. He has one hostage. That's where Blanca comes in. It's his buddy named Charlie, who turns into Blanca. You have a captive scientist, Dalsum, which it's kind of interesting. He's a scientist, but he's a scientist, and he kind of feels guilty for turning Charlie into Blanca. So Dawson kind of alters his brain programming or mind programming to maintain Charlie's humanity as he turns into Blanca. And then, like you already mentioned, we have the con artists, Ryu and Ken. And they're trying to swindle. Now, this is another subplot. They're trying to swindle Victor Sagat, or Sagat, I should say, not Sagat, Sagat, by selling him some fake weaponry.
Yeah.
And Guile burst in, he arrested. This is how they kind of, get ahead of the game here. Ryu has to fight his champion, Sagat's champion, Vega. Guile burst in. He witnesses. I guess what he does is he on the prison grounds he sees Ryu and Ken. They're fighting Sagat's men, and then he recruits them for the fight against Bison. And then we have we had news reporter Chun-Li. Like, she's usually a police officer. She's a news reporter in this movie. And her crew, this is where it gets comical. Her crew is E Honda
and Bison and
Ball Rock.
Yeah.
the boxer guy.
Yeah, the boxer. I remember.
Yeah, you remember that.
Like I said, I watched the movie like maybe twice, 3 times. I remember it very clearly.
Yeah. This is I would say interesting. I'll be diplomatic here. It's very interesting. Because after the revenge, well, Chun-Li comes in because she's trying to get revenge for Bison killing her dad, killing her father.
Yeah.
So that's why she's in the picture. Then you have Bison. Ryu and Ken are kind of trying to infiltrate from the inside, so they're acting like Guile's dead. He's not really dead, but he tries to work with Ryu and Ken. Ryu and Ken are kind of like moles in Bison's organization. And then Bison, I'm sorry, Ryu and Ken break Balrog and Honda out of confinement, and then they rush to confront Bison, who is fighting Chun-Li. Bison escapes and releases sleeping gas, sedating them all. Guile plans his assault on Bison's base.
Yes.
Go ahead. Yeah. I'm not even done yet. But yeah, this is
saying, like, you're explaining
of it.
You're explaining this.
Yeah.
You realize none of this makes sense, right?
No, it doesn't.
None of this goes together. None of this is Street Fighter. Like, that was the big takeaway, was like, what are we even doing with this IP? We are just throwing it together, and maybe some kids will get together and enjoy it. But all the kids who were supposed to enjoy it didn't. Right? Like I said, they were giving it away. That's how bad
kids, and kids are typically forgiven. They usually forgive bad plots. Sometimes, not all the time. Because, like, for example, like Home Alone. Like, Home Alone is a horrible plot. But when you're a kid, you're like, oh, this is great.
Yeah.
But this movie was, like you said, it's not. It doesn't add up. It's just kind of a jumbled mess. And I'll get through this.
Yeah, go ahead.
Try to get through this somewhat of a plot.
Yeah.
Guile arrives, snakes into the lab, and encounters Charlie, who's Blanca. Guile prepares to shoot Charlie to end his suffering, but Dazzle stops him. No, I made him human. And then after the deadline expired, Bison prepares to kill the hostages by unleashing Charlie on them, the Blanca. Blanca's like a monster. Guile emerges and engages Bison's guards until the remaining allied nations' forces arrive. After Bison makes it clear they will not surrender peacefully, Guile orders his allies to rescue the hostages and engages Bison in a one-on-one duel. As Guile and Bison fight, Ryu and Ken defeat Sagat and Vega, so they die.
Yeah.
Or they didn't die, they defeat them. Right?
A little bit of, remember, we're Street Fighter, so the Ken does uppercut, and then Ryu does a little bit of the Hadouken, even though it's not, official. So I remember. Like I said,
then of course, go ahead.
No, I was just saying, like, it was just, this movie was all over the place. And you're just like,
I always found it like, because now they have the computer expert DJ. So DJ, I think maybe because the actor don't want to fight,
like trying to get money. He was trying to transfer the money.
Yes, he was.
The Bison dollars.
Yes, exactly. But after all this crap is going on, he kind of flees. He's joined with Sagat, and they flee. They run away when all this crap is going on. Bison has a bodyguard, Zangief. He engages Honda in a fight. So there we go, more street fighting. And he learned from DJ that Bison was the true enemy. Why are you fighting for him? He's a horrible guy. Why? So they have like a come to Jesus moment, like, hey, look. DJ comes to Zangief and is like, look, Bison's bad news. And they have like a little powwow there. So they join sides with Ryu and Ken to save the hostages.
Mm-hmm.
And because Zangief, he didn't know that Bison was a bad guy this whole time.
The
It's like,
whole.
oh, I didn't know that. I didn't know that. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then Guile gains the upper hand against Bison. They're still fighting. Kicks him into a bank of hard drives, electrocuting him. But
Yeah, now he gets weird powers.
yes, like the game.
It's like, yeah. So it's just, again, this just sounds so terrible. Like,
It does. Actually, reading it sounds worse than watching it.
yeah, it just sounds so terrible. And it was like, I spent 95 minutes of my life like watching this movie.
Yeah, I was spending over an hour discussing this horrible movie.
You know, it's also in preparation for the new movie.
Yeah,
I'm really hoping that they're doing something different, but I don't know. You know.
yeah,
Um.
yeah. I'm not sure. I'm like you. I don't have any high hopes.
I'm not going to the theater to see the new movie.
No, I'm not either.
If somebody's like, "Let's go," it'll be a fun, haha. Then maybe, but
yeah,
I can't see myself like going there and watch this. You messed up so bad.
Yes.
The first time.
Yeah. It's that fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me.
Yeah.
Type of situation. Yeah. And the last. Oh, go ahead.
No, finish it up. We're gonna finish it up.
Well, you know what happened. The hostages are rescued, right? The good guys win. Guile, he gets out of the exploded base, and then you have the post-credit scene where Bison comes back. They always come back to the villain. When solar power. So I guess they were trying to do a continued type of thing. Yeah, because they were going to try to do a second movie, which I'm glad they did it. And the end.
No, it's not the end. Don't forget, they all do the pose. Their various poses at the end of the movie.
That's right. Oh my gosh!
Just know that this was Street Fighter. Like them signing off. Don't you forget this was a Street Fighter movie, even though
that's right. Oh my gosh!
Street Fighter about this movie.
That is correct. Yes, I forgot about that. Maybe I chose. It's like being traumatized. Right? Forget about certain parts. That's correct, though. Well, let me go into reception. So, the film actually earned way more than it budgeted for. It actually budgeted. Okay, so the budget was $35 million.
Mm-hmm.
So the opening weekend, it was under budget. It's under its budget. It grossed $9.5 million on its opening weekend, behind Dumb and Dumber and Santa Claus at the time.
Okay.
It did not do good. It did good. It didn't do as good domestically as it did internationally. Internationally,
it made
a lot of money
across, like outside of America.
Yeah. Yeah, it did way better outside of it. 66 million internationally, 33 million domestic.
Wow.
For a total of $99 million.
That's crazy.
Yeah. So they were successful because it was over budget.
They made their money.
Yeah. They made their money. And the movie is actually, and I just learned this while researching this.
Mm-hmm.
They made 10 million Japanese yen each year, according to that's about 62,000 United States dollars, according to a shareholders meeting in 2024 at Capcom.
From this movie?
From this movie, yes.
Where is it being played? Like, that are people watching it? Like,
this is Japanese. This is Japan, not domestic.
Okay. So they're just streaming this movie. Like, I'm missing something.
I haven't seen this movie on TV or anything.
Maybe they have the unedited version over there.
Maybe they got a better version.
Really? They're making that much money off of this movie every year?
That's what I read.
Wow.
They could have made that up, but that's what I read. That was a shareholders meeting. So
that's incredible.
Yeah. I thought that was pretty interesting. I was like, who's watching this movie now? Like, seriously watching this movie.
Yeah.
Not like watching it to make fun of it. Like, that's interesting. So the movie was released on VHS in 95, 250,000 rentals in the same year. It earned the film's home video release and the TV broadcast have been profitable for Capcom, which earned a return $165 million from the film's box office and home media revenue. So people are getting paid from this movie.
That's crazy.
Which is interesting. But as you and me both know, the fans hated this movie. Rotten Tomatoes gave it 3 out of 10. They thought like we've been talking about, campy. Some people thought Raul Julia overacted, but then others say that he was the only good part of the movie. Some people say it suffered from the same problems that hurt the Mario Brothers movie. It was too noisy, overblown. The effects, some of the effects were kind of weird. And it was also listed in game trailers, eighth worst video game film of all time, which says a lot.
What's the first one?
That's a good question. I gotta look that one up. I would say the Mario Brothers movie, maybe.
Maybe. I mean, Resident Evil, not the first one. The third, I don't know. They made like 10 of those movies, it feels like.
Yeah, they made a lot of those.
They made a lot of those movies. Hold on, let me see how many Resident Evil movies there are. I saw the first two when they first came out.
Resident Evil.
Resident Evil. Yes, it's in my horror movies. So
yeah,
that first Resident Evil movie, they have 7 of those movies. Goodness gracious.
Yes, 7. I didn't know they had. I thought they had like 4 or 5.
Yeah, 7 of them.
7 of them? Oh my gosh.
So the first Resident Evil movie was good, but it wasn't like Resident Evil the video game, right?
Right.
The second Resident Evil movie was terrible because I don't know what they were trying to do.
Oh, I remember that one. Yeah, that was.
They had set up Resident Evil 2 very well. I felt like they did a good setup.
Yeah.
Of that movie, like from the first one. Then after that, I stopped paying attention. So they made 7 of these movies. I can't imagine what any of them are about. It looks like the last one, this is with what's her name? Mila Jovovich.
Yeah.
The last one was made in 2016, and then in 2021, they made a Resident Evil Welcome to Raccoon City. The crazy thing is, Resident Evil video games are still very popular and still very good. They just released Resident Evil 9.
That's another Capcom IP.
Yeah, I'm actually going to probably buy that. But here's the other thing. It felt like to me, Capcom went back to the drawing board with Resident Evil and was like, let's make it closer to the game, right?
Yep.
One of the best video game movies that I've ever seen was the original Silent Hill movie, the first Silent Hill movie.
Oh yeah, yeah. I've never seen that. I have to check that one out.
Yeah, that was
I played the game, but not to see the movie.
The movie, like, I was really like, I walked out of the theater being like, this was probably the best video game movie I had ever seen at that time. So it can be done, right? And
There has to be passion. Has to be a passion.
And
the writers and directors have to have a passion for the game.
And I think that's the thing. Like, fighting movies are hard to make just in general.
Yeah.
But I think one of the things is like it can be done, right? And especially when it comes with video games and IP, it's kind of like when you think about DC cartoons, how they're way better than a lot of their movies.
Yes. Yes.
And it's because it stays so close to the source material. And I think what video game companies need to understand is the people who are going to see these movies just want to see what they see in the video game, right?
Right. Yeah.
If they're gonna make a God of War movie, I think they're making a God of War TV show. I think, yeah. If they're gonna make a God of War TV show, it better stick close to the source material, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Because you already have the story.
Yep.
And I think what happens in a lot of these cases is they don't go with what they already have. And I felt like that was what this Street Fighter movie was. It wasn't a Street Fighter movie. It was a Jean-Claude Van Damme movie.
Yeah, you could say that. Yeah.
Because take the Street Fighter characters out. What is it? The Captain Sawada, like his character?
Yeah.
Like, he's not a Street Fighter character. But, I mean, he made sense in that world. He made more sense than the Street Fighter characters, right?
Yep. Yep.
So, I don't know. Like, I don't have high hopes for this new movie.
Yeah. Oh, go ahead.
I wish I could say I did, but I don't,
Yeah, the new movie, like the casting is, like you were just saying, you were talking about unknowns. A lot of some of these I've seen in other movies. But there's someone like Jason Momoa, he's playing Blanca, right? He's a big name person. 50 Cent, it's Ball Rob.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of these other people are unknowns, which is, like you said, like you made a good argument for that because they're them as these people. They're in these roles. You're not distracted from other roles that they played in the past, right? Because if they're popular actors or actresses, then you might easily not see them in that role.
Yeah. I mean,
yeah, that's
they
the
added,
good thing about that.
There's some comedian in there. He was like, he had a big podcast over this last year. He's in there. So there's other actresses, who are from other things that we probably don't like. Wow, that's the other thing. Like, I don't.
Yeah.
The kids love them. I'm an old man now, so I don't watch a lot of stuff. So, but yeah, it's just they have source material, like especially now with Street Fighter. There's a ton of more lore now.
Yeah,
so, and they can just use that.
Yeah.
Because I would even argue at the time that they made this movie in 1994, they were still making lore, right? They were still trying to come up with stories around these characters.
Yeah, it was different back in the 90s. We were just getting to know these. I mean, yeah, they were popular, but we didn't really have deep backstories back then. Not until later on.
Yeah, we didn't have a lot of deep stuff. You had a character ending, and that's who you were. You're like, okay.
Yeah.
I think Mortal Kombat even, because they didn't even really have character endings. Oh no, they did, but they would give you like during in the arcade, you would get like these little, I guess, character little manifests of what the character is doing and why they are fighting. You know, you get the whole backstory of, you know, and this is Mortal Kombat 2.
Right.
What you know, what Outworld, like what was going on in Outworld, what happened to Shang Tsung, who's Shao Kahn, right? So,
right.
But it's not a very fleshed out story. It's not till recently that we've gotten more fleshed out story, because I think just with fighting games it's hard to do that because you have so many characters.
Yeah.
You have to focus on certain characters. Tekken, however, like, you know, they have, like, I would almost say, like, if Tekken is like Warhammer in fighting games, right? It's like,
yeah, it is.
Got so much stuff going on in it, you know.
There's a lot of characters in Tekken now.
There's a lot of characters.
Tons of characters, yeah.
But they all have a story, and you're just like, yeah. If that's how I would categorize it, is like, you know, Tekken might be the Warhammer of fighting games.
Yeah.
You know. And that's fine, you know. And how do you make a movie about that? Because there's so much story.
Well, there is a movie for Tekken, like 2009, but I don't think it did that well. I didn't see it, but I heard it did pretty poorly because you had so many characters at the
They haven't made any domestic movies for Tekken. They've all been foreign.
Yeah.
Where they even do, like, they had some anime too at one point. So
yeah, nothing mainstream, right?
Yeah.
Just more like, like you said, a foreign type of movie. But the amount of characters in Tekken, I mean, even Street Fighter, like the new, like Street Fighter started what, like 10, 12 fighters. Now it's like way more fighters.
Yeah.
That you put in a movie. Because even the new movie, it's only focused on the base characters, right? It's not focusing on, like, I don't even think T-Hawk's in this one. I'm not sure.
I don't know. I didn't see from it. It felt like they were doing the original characters.
Yeah, the originals. Yeah.
So,
which makes sense. There's too many. We have too many characters. It gets kind of jumbled. It's a mess. You have too many backstories to keep up with.
Yeah, and that's why I don't know if you've seen any of the Mortal Kombat anime.
No, I haven't. I've seen the live action Mortal Kombat.
Yeah,
I haven't seen animes.
You should see their animes. Like, the first few are really good. They fall off at the end there, but, like, I really liked what they were doing. I don't know, and I was kind of hoping they were gonna, like, make more, but I think because they fell off on the last one so bad, they were like, we can stop now. But I think I really liked them. So when you get a chance, check out the Mortal Kombat. They're like individual movies. They did one with Scorpion. They did one with Sub-Zero. They did one with Johnny Cage, I believe.
Oh, they're doing all the backstories.
Yeah. So it was very, I mean, I was like, okay, like this is really cool. You know, how you guys are. So no, they actually didn't do one with, they did Scorpions, then they did Snowblind.
Oh.
They did one where kind of like the whole realm, they're all fighting for the realm. And then
did you say they did one for Shao Kahn too?
No.
They did one for
okay. It's like 4 movies.
4, okay.
Yeah. And the last one is the Johnny Cage movie. Like it's just called Mortal Kombat Legends. So they're just telling the stories And I would like them to do more, like with just each character, and that's what
that
it
would
was.
be nice.
Like,
Yeah,
it was like, oh, they're going to do movies for each character,
and that kind of proves that the anime is way better for these fighting type of games.
Yes,
like, anime is way better at portraying that.
It's just a better medium.
Yeah, it's a better medium for it because you can do so much with anime that you can't really do. Well, you can do it in live action, but it doesn't look as great in live action. It looks weird.
Yeah. So.
Yeah. No, that makes sense. That makes sense.
Yeah. So when you get a chance, check those out. They're good.
Okay. Yeah, we'll check them out.
But yeah, and if the listener, if you haven't watched Street Fighter 2V yet, take a look at that. It's an old anime, came out in the 90s, so don't expect any flashy, what we get today with Demon Hunter or Demon Slayer, or anything like that. So it's in the 90s, classic 90s style art, which I actually like. So check that out. Check out the Street Fighter 2 original Street Fighter 2, the animated movie. You
won't be disappointed. It's a great movie.
The soundtrack to that movie is
great.
So I have the soundtrack for that movie. So yeah, check that out. I think those are, if you're just starting your Street Fighter journey, check out those items, that media selection. They do have Street Fighter Alpha movies. I didn't like them. Street Fighter Alpha 2 was one of my favorite Street Fighters. I played that one to the ground. I had it for the Sega Saturn. They didn't give me a free movie with that one, so that was good.
It was a good one. They were trying to give it away. Yeah.
And I mean, if you haven't played Street Fighter 2, Street Fighter 3, I love those games. Give it a try. I think you'll like it. I think if you like fighting games, give them a try. Just go back to where we started. I mean, if you want to go back to the original Street Fighter, where you're just like, I have no idea what this game. I remember playing that in arcade and being like, I have no idea what I'm doing here. And then I saw somebody do a move, and I was like, wait, is he throwing fireballs? Yeah. So Chun-Li, Street Fighter 2. Chun-Li was the first character I ever played with. She holds a special place in my heart. I got really good with her, like.
Or if you're bad at fighting games like me, choose Blanca and just sit in the corner.
Oh yeah, and you can sit in the corner.
Tap on the button, get your electric running. Make other people upset because you're just cheating. You're just sitting there in the corner.
Yep. So, but yeah, like the Street Fighter movie, if you haven't watched it, the original 1994 Street Fighter movie, watch it for a laugh. Don't expect much. Make sure you have good snacks to keep you occupied. Probably be on your phone for a little bit. But yeah, take a look at it. I like it. I mean, I don't like it, but there's a thing where you can share this kind of stuff with people,
Yeah.
I do like watching bad movies only because you can talk about bad movies.
Yeah. It's fun to watch with others.
Yeah.
And very fun to watch with others. Yes.
Make references later on about, how bad something was, so
yes.
If you haven't watched it, take a gander. But don't expect much. And, if you're also listening, if you're gonna go see the new Street Fighter movie, like leave a comment, let us know what you think.
Yeah.
I'd appreciate that. Like maybe you'll get me to go. Maybe tell me why I should go see the new Street Fighter movie. That's what I say. Put that in the comments.
Yeah, yeah, that would be great. If you could tell us what was great about that movie or what was horrible about it, I would love to hear about that because I'm kind of like Mars Attack. I am not going to pay any money in the theaters for it. I am just going to wait until it comes out and maybe I'll watch or see what people are saying about it on the internet. Maybe, it's one of the greatest movies of all time, which I don't think it will be, but we'll see.
It might be. Who knows? So,
yeah. Because when the Mario movie came out and the Sonic movie, like when the Sonic movie came out, or when they first started the trailer, I was like, remember they screwed up Sonic the way he looked and they changed how he looked. And when I first saw the original look, I was like, oh, this is going to be bad. But it surprised me. It really did. I watched it with my kids and it was a really good movie. I just couldn't believe it. So this Street Fighter movie might be good. And even though the trailers don't really give it any, it doesn't give any confidence with the trailers.
Yeah.
That's all I have to say. Yeah. So that brings us into final thoughts. We already kind of went into final thoughts already, but we haven't rated it. So what is your rating for this movie out of 10?
Out of 10?
Yes.
I'm going to give it.
Yeah, go ahead.
I'm going to give it a 2. And here's why. Because I should give it a 1.
2. Okay.
But I'm going to give it a 2 simply because they used the Street Fighter IP. They used it terribly. But like I said, I love Street Fighter. Like it's one of my favorite games. I had high hopes when I bought this package, although I should have known if they were giving it away that it wasn't going to be good. But yeah, I'm giving it a 2 because it was not a Street Fighter movie with Street Fighter characters.
No. All right. Well, I give it a 2 out of 10 for a Street Fighter movie. But for Jean-Claude Van Damme movie, I'll give it like a 4 out of 10 because of the Jean-Claude Van Damme movie.
Actually, I'm right there.
What I expect.
Yeah, I agree with you. I'll give it a 4 out of 10 because it's a Jean-Claude Van Damme movie.
Yeah, like he's not like having tea or anything, crumpets. He's actually doing what he's supposed to be doing. He's fighting people in a movie. It's not a great Jean-Claude Van Damme movie, but it's what you expect from him, right? So, that's kind of what I did. But I do agree with the 2 out of 10 from you. It's not a Street Fighter movie. Kind of like what Marz was saying. If you want to watch it, great. I personally think you should watch it with some buddies or whatever.
Yeah.
If you want to watch it by yourself, that's fine too. But I probably wouldn't watch this movie again. Well, maybe I'll watch it for fun, just to make fun of something. But personally, I don't know if I'm going to watch this anytime soon.
I mean, I own it, so it's around. I don't think I've ever watched it. I might have seen it because TBS used to show it all the time.
Oh yeah.
There's an old TV station called TBS. I don't know if it's still around. TBS.
No, I think they're gone. I think TBS is gone.
They used to show this movie all the time.
Yeah.
So when you're flipping past, you'd see it on there. Guile's face would pop up, and it always felt like it was the same moment too, when he's yelling at Bison on the screen. So.
Yeah, I always used to see Bison. I always used to see Raul Julia in his oversized Bison outfit.
Yeah.
It always made it comical when I saw that. I was just like, oh, this is not going to be good. Just to remind me, it's almost a reminder that it's not going to be good.
Yep.
So, but that is Street Fighter, the movie. And of course, there's the game, the movie, the game, right?
Yep.
That's out there as well. Just let you know if you want to play I think it's a crappy game. But if you want to play a crappy game with a crappy movie, you can play Street Fighter.
Street Fighter,
the movie,
which was
the movie, the game, yeah. So yeah. But other than that, don't watch this movie unless you want to laugh. Unless you want to laugh, you want to be like the guys from Mystery Science Theater and just make fun of a good movie or make fun of a bad movie. I should say.
Yeah.
Watch this movie.
Yep.
So, I appreciate it, my friend. It was fun. This is one of our longer podcasts, but it was fun. It was great. Lots to talk about. Yeah, it's a movie, 2-hour movie, so it's a lot. Yeah. But I appreciate it, my friend, and thank you again for joining. And
this was a good suggestion. I'm sure actually we should probably do some other video. Like, we mentioned some of them here. So other videos to talk about,
Yeah. Maybe maybe some of the Resident Evils, or maybe like Super Mario Brothers, or compare, like you said earlier, maybe compare the old one with the newer ones and go from there. That would be great, man. Even though the movie was not that good, it still did great in the box office and inspired some elements in other Street Fighter television shows and movies that came after it. Raul Julia, of course, was the best thing about this movie, and it was a shame that this was his last movie before he passed away. But he went out on top with his performance. Overall, as I already mentioned, I give the movie a 2 out of 10 because it's not really a Street Fighter movie. But I also gave it a 4 out of 10 for Jean-Claude Van Damme, which also doesn't say much because it still wasn't a good Jean-Claude Van Damme. The casting was not that great. The plot was so-so. And the acting was just plain awful. So thank you again for joining us on Cartridge Chronicles. Keep your controllers ready and your adventures endless. We'll catch you in the next episode. Until then, don't stop gaming.